Three, two, one.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to From Real to Heal. On today's episode, we talk about problems that are in wrestling, in my opinion, as well as among other things.
Hello.
Hey, I'm just doing the intro. Give me 2 seconds. As well as other things. And we go over our week as well as talk. It's going to be a short show due to the holiday weekend. So let's kick this off. Let me find this goddamn intro. There we go.
Okay.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of From Real to Heal. I am your host, F. and Ronnie, and with me, as always,
It is I, Trips, and yeah.
and Ryan. That's you. That's on you.
Oh, Captain Stuntcock, the Hustle City Hooligan, and didn't hear John, so the real fucking Big Sexy.
Well, that's why I said it was on you, because the Zombie Master John is not here today. He is feeling under the weather. Get well soon, John. He'll probably be listening in chat.
There you go, buddy.
Yep, he didn't feel well after the Wrestle Pro show. Could have been the fact that it was also 20 fucking degrees in the gym.
It could have been the fact that, it was the Wrestle Pro show, but let's continue.
Oh, well, we'll get to Wrestle Pro in about 30 seconds, because there's some shit that I want to talk about. I mean, don't get me wrong. The show was great. You know what? Fuck it. We'll dive in right now. And the big problem with what I've been seeing, because this has to tie into WWE, as well as shit we talked about last week. So,
And here we go.
that's right. All right. So what we got to talk about, we're going to kick this off with a bang, where good old Seth Rollins got attacked by a fan last week, live on the air while we were talking about it, not knowing much about it.
Oh, man, there is some shit to talk about here.
Yes. So I also want to tie this in, though, because apparently I've been noticing little things going on as well, and I've always noticed this. So Barclays has had this issue, but at WrestlePro on Saturday, there was absolutely zero security.
Yeah, well, that was weird.
No security in Barclays, apparently, because apparently they want a Vax card more than they want, keep people safe. They keep people safe for a different reason, but that's we'll talk about that in 30 seconds. But what I've been noticing is that there were fans that were coming in what seemed like drunk and standing almost in the middle of an aisle during a fucking pay-per-view.
Well, during Monday Night Raw.
Well, I'm not even talking about the stuff on Raw. I'm talking about WrestlePro.
Oh, WrestlePro. Yeah, no, I heard
Because
about that.
They're standing in the middle of they're walking in between the aisle and the ramp and to get to the other side, which is fine. Because I've seen a bunch of kids standing right there so they get their hands slapped, stuff like that. I have no issue with that. But
It's different, though.
They're kids. I'm talking about
Right.
30.
That's what they're there for.
I'm talking about
Grown-ass men.
I'm talking about 30-year-olds. One dude literally there in a Rey Mysterio mask. Starting to, and
He's got to perform the 619 before the show is successfully over.
right, yeah. I don't think he could. I think he blew a .69.
Ooh, I'm impressed.
Yeah. But no, like there were certain things like I'm watching this and I'm seeing these kids be like chanting and having fun, and I'm seeing these grown ass men legitly standing in there going back and forth with these kids. Oh, I'll bring that up, John. He's in the chat right now. I'll bring that up because yeah, the building is right across the street from the police station. So there's no excuse for this, in my opinion. But I'm seeing it as common hat now in indie shows, and I don't consider WrestlePro an indie show. Because you got guys from AEW, you have former WWE talent in there, you have guys that are working on WWE, as well as NXT, as well as AEW. To me, you're not an indie company anymore. You're minor league pro wrestling. You're on that level of Evolve. You should have people. You should have some form of security. Maybe not security guards or cops, but you should have somebody standing watching the crowd.
I agree.
Because the shit that and then that goes all the way up to, I mean, I've seen this all the way down from the Shindies, from the SWFs, from the Rob Fury's brother, all the way to Monday. Where the fuck was the security guard for the Seth Rollins bit? I shouldn't say bit. No, this dude straight up tackled Seth Rollins. He speared him.
Hey, he's trying to say he busted his lip too.
He did. He was bleeding from his lip. I don't know if that was from the tackle or... But Seth did walk away with a busted lip.
Who knows, man?
I thought that happened during a match.
I don't
Yeah, I thought it happened
he was
during
walking back with a busted lip.
I thought
I don't
that
know if that happened
with the
during the
event.
match or that. He did have a busted lip, though. That I do know.
Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't talking quick. I had to change headphones.
It's all good. It's all good.
No worries, buddy. No worries, buddy.
But...
Let me
I have
apologize. Can I just apologize to Chris for restarting my franchise when I was drafted to the Phillies?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that, Dick.
I'm just fucking with
Yeah, I
you.
was like,
That's all
I got drafted by the Phillies. I had to restart. But the thing is, you can choose where you go.
Right, but I don't like to do that because it's boring.
yeah.
So instead, you restart.
Yeah. So, I mean, like...
I ended up with the Dodgers.
No. We'll get to them on We'll get to them on Wednesday.
I just heard your respect for me fall.
But no, like, you get certain things like that, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? Like, Chris,
John's in the chat. Feel better.
Yeah, John's in the chat. He's shitting Bandito. Because
Feel better.
Bandito punched his motherfucker in the head. But, like, then he comes out. First off, he gets arrested, and then he's in there, and then they release him, a day earlier? Like a day, not even a day later. They release him, like, within hours.
They usually do unless it's really serious. I mean...
Yeah, like that dude that tackled Bret Hart, like he didn't get out quick.
No, but
like
what he did was also...
And he got beat the fuck up.
by Ronda Rousey's husband.
All right, now you're talking about something. All right, See, now you're talking about something I have experience with because I've been zip tied before at a wrestling show.
What the fuck, Chris?
It was ECW back in the day. It was like ECW when Big Show won the title off RVD.
Okay.
And Philly Riot did. And basically, I guess I got the one event staffer that did her job. Because, like, I took a thing of ranch dressing. Like, you see it. Ronnie's seen it.
Sadly, yes.
Where they show the camera. And you see a thing of white flying at the camera and then they cut. That was me throwing a thing of ranch dressing. And it hit the camera, and it basically missed Show and hit the cameraman right in the freaking lens. And I was like, I was like, damn, I missed it. Lady's like, you. I'm like, what? She's like, she grabbed my arm. I'm like, all right, I get it. And she grabbed the other one, zip tied my ass. I'm like, all right. And I see other people like, hell no, I'm not going. Like trying to fight this big burly dude. The dude is like beating the hell out. Well, he's not beating the hell out of him. He's basically dragging him by the zip tie. Like the guy's like trying to run away, and this big black dude is just dragging him by the zip tie. It's like, get over here, dumbass. And he's like, "Argh!" There was another one that was screaming Attica for some reason.
Because why not?
Attica!
Yeah, he's
Attica!
getting zip tied. He's like, Attica! Yeah.
Jesus.
I was like, I had the woman that was nice. She's like, zip tie, all right, go. I'm like, I see what I did. I'm going. Everybody else was trying to fight these big burly black dudes, which I'm sorry, you're gonna lose.
But like, so okay.
Not that he's, yeah. Sorry.
No. I know what you're saying, but it's like, that's the point though. Why?
Yeah.
So with WWE
What
doing
you do
all
is
these...
you get put. Oh, what I was saying was like you get put into a room, and then you wait, and then either they let you go, and they say, well, here's the documentation, don't do this again, or they actually ban you from the venue.
Yeah, but apparently, so the thing about this was, a day later, he puts a YouTube video up, or an Instagram video up, saying that he did it for Roman Reigns.
Well, he's a mole.
He did it for Roman Reigns. He did it for this. He did it for that. Which, I'm sorry.
I did it for the Rock.
But here's the thing. Legally, because A, you should have gotten busted for trespassing. Because, yeah. And two, now they establish motive. Because you did it, even in storyline, you did it to protect somebody else. I'm sorry.
He's dumb.
But it's not even that. So, what I'm trying to get at is there's... And I'm not even going to say his fucking name, because fuck you, you're a douche. Because you're ruining it for everybody else. You're a grown-ass fucking man. You're above 18. You're a grown-ass man. Mentally, maybe not.
Grown-ass man.
You're a grown-ass man. When it comes to WWE, who's their general audience?
Kids.
Usually kids.
What happens if a kid that's 10 years old sees that? Usually. Nowadays.
Well, if he's gonna try it, well, good luck. Because
But that's
because if any kid tries to jump the rail, then fucking retarded.
You're gonna have a bad time, kid.
But again,
But a kid's gonna see it and they're gonna try it.
exactly.
No matter-
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad
But
time.
here's the thing.
No matter how many times we say don't try this at home, they're trying it at home.
But that's the thing. They're impressional. They get the idea, and they're thinking, oh, nothing bad's gonna happen to me. This guy did it. and then they get fucked up. Yeah, the dude
Well-
was 24.
Dudes. Well, the thing is, there's that old adage where you do stupid shit, stupid shit's gonna happen back to you.
But the problem is, though,
Don't do stupid shit.
that's not the point, though. What I mean is, though, it's a 10-year-old seeing this. Are you gonna really attack a kid for rushing the? And I'm not even talking about just a kid. I'm talking about just a minor, like a 17-year-old rushing the ring, thinking,
But
"Oh, I'm a minor.
it's-
Nothing's
alright.
gonna happen to me." I'm not talking about a 10-year-old because they're gonna find a way to make it. Because a 10-year-old's not gonna go in with malice and hurt somebody.
So basically, you're saying the parents are just non-existent right now.
Dude, this 24-year-old, where the fuck was the parents when he was younger?
Well, the thing is, there was the other thing that said that Seth Rollins scammed him, but it wasn't even
that
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he got catfished by somebody pretending to be Seth Rollins, and like, yeah, I've been reading up on this because first off, what a fucking moron in the first place. Like Seth Rollins, one of the top earners for WWE right now, is going to ask a random dude for like $3,000 in gift cards,
Right.
Yeah.
and he was just doing it to be one of the boys and to get in the business. No, dude, somebody saw that you were fucking dumb and took advantage of it.
I mean, that is some Nigerian prince shit.
Exactly, man. And the fact that like not only did this stupid ass fall for it,
Yeah.
but then he had the
And that-
audacity to attack Seth at an event. Dude, this guy is lucky this is not wrestling in the late 90s because his ass would have been whooped all the way backstage.
Well, if it was also wrestling in the 90s, well, early 90s, whatever, cops would have been there.
Late 90s. There would have been security, there would have been cops, but I mean, this was on Monday Night Raw, and until those security guards got there, you'd have got your fucking head kicked in.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like he tried to tackle Rollins, and Rollins just kept him down. Like he had him in a headlock, and
Right,
he
he just
kept
sat him out.
down until he was taken off.
I mean, dude, here's the thing, though. What if this kid had a knife?
Right. I mean, people seem to forget about the
What if
story
this
that Roddy
kid had-
Piper tells everybody.
What if this kid had a bottle?
Where they fucking no, I mean that shit still happens. Like I was saying with Piper, he told a story plenty of times where he saw a dude getting stopped by cops and drug out of the arena, and then somebody walks up to him backstage. Motherfucker had a gun, and the bullet had Roddy's name written on it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like,
So-
dude was strictly there to shoot Roddy Piper.
So, I mean, the fact that, like, it's getting to a point where everyone's like, oh, well, kayfabe's dead. I go, to some of these kids, and this I'll use kids, that have special needs, you still have to live kayfabe a little bit. But you also have to make these kids believe that this shit's going on, that, like, if they think it's real, you got to play along.
For the most part.
Like,
I mean,
the fact that you get people like, oh, it's fake, like, it's on the same level as some other mythical creatures. And I'm not saying it because there might be kids actually listening.
The Keister Bunny?
Oh, something like that.
it's
Yeah,
No.
Well-
It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan's favorite
that's
line.
the thing. Like, well, that's the thing, especially with WWE shows that I remember. They always had security checks.
Here's the problem.
Yeah, I remember
Like for
with
metal
Barclays.
items and shit like
Well,
that.
with Barclays, okay, so yeah, actually that's a great example because I found this out. So Barclays had very little security.
I mean, even in Philly, when I went to WWE in North Carolina, I got patted down.
No, but that's what I'm trying
that
to get
was
to.
what they did.
They cared more about you having your Vax card than what you had on you going into Barclays.
That's a little fucked up.
Thank you.
So they didn't pat you down.
No, this is from people that were
I
at the show.
find that hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe.
By the way, where did the Bret Hart incident happen? Barclays.
No, I'm saying I find that very hard to... Goddamn. I find that very hard to believe because, like, every wrestling show, every rock show I've ever been to, I've been patted down. Like, even CZW, I've been patted down.
Right, dude, but that was in a pre, COVID existence where vax cards, and mandatory vaccinations weren't, a thing.
And then I went to 2 rock shows this week, and even the Iceland Kills show in September, I was patted down. I was patted down. I went through a metal detector last night, and then I was patted down because my belt buckle was metal. And I basically had to tell them, like, yo, I can't take the belt off because if I do, these pants are falling.
But
it's not going to be a
But you're talking about people that actually do their jobs. This is a recurring...
Well, Barclays needs looking at better security.
This is twice.
I'll agree with that.
This is twice, though. This has happened for a wrestling event. I don't know what they do for the shitty nets. This is twice that they do for fucking, what's it called? For wrestling. Because guess what? Hall of Fame, Bret Hart was in the Barclays.
That's just like security, but I mean, chances are people were still patted down. They just...
But here's
when
the thing.
they get in, they don't think that...
No, you need people like... you need event security there. That's if, ands, or buts. You need event security at all these shows now. If not security guards, at least somebody. Somebody standing there so they look at you and be like, try it. Just so they have to think twice. Then if they feel
need better
froggy,
security, especially at the...
Right.
Right.
But
I mean, well, they need better security at the front, like, because if they...
Chris, I don't mean
because if you're patted down at the door, that still doesn't stop somebody from hopping a rail. It just stops them from having a weapon.
Then you need somebody, what I'm trying to say is you need, and this goes for all shows, you need somebody watching the crowd. You need to pay the event security. And that's where, when it comes to WWE at least, fuck your budget cuts.
That's what the event staff's supposed to do. Like, I'm watching Raw right now. There's a guy in a red and white shirt, red vest. He's watching the crowd. That's what they're supposed to do. Chances are, they probably didn't have somebody at that corner. They were probably somewhere else, and the guy hopped the rail because there was no event staff right there. So if that's the case, they need to double the event staff.
I don't even think he had to jump the rail for real, man. I think he just went around it.
Went around it. Yeah, I was gonna say he came from the side. He came from those areas where you what is it? You just walk down the steps.
Well, there is a rail right there too. So
no. That's leading to the floor. It's not. That's
no,
not
on the side there is a rail.
Well, I mean, there's still the fact that that's something that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
Oh yeah, it shouldn't have happened.
I think that's the big takeaway. Is like that is something that was entirely avoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, and this goes for all shows though, because I'm seeing stuff like this. My issue is you get these kids that are impressionable. You get these guys that have physical, mental disabilities that have like Downs or something like that, and they start seeing this stuff. They don't know.
Right.
So they see somebody running in. To them, they think it's norm. They think it's part of the show that they can go and do it. where it just takes one kid that might have doubt, like some like issues, mental issues, physically, or like that's just that doesn't have a clear head, and gets kicked in the head by a wrestler that doesn't know, and then it's a media shitstorm.
Man, it's shit like this that creates the superhumans of the world.
Dude, that's not even... No, here's the thing. Superhuman at least goes out... Here's the thing. The thing about Superhuman is, though, is he gets egged on by people. He knows what he's doing is going to hurt him, but he doesn't go to a show and go and jump through shit. He does it in his own backyard. He gets egged on by people to do it. I get what you're saying, but there is a difference there.
Well, he didn't start that way. He probably found out that way, but he didn't start that way.
I mean, but here's the thing. He didn't run into an ECW show and be like, I'm going to run into the ring and get powerbombed by New Jack. Or get chokeslammed by 911. Like...
Well, I mean, if New Jack was still alive, he probably would.
Right.
Whoop whoop.
But you get my point, though.
No, I do. I get your point, but I don't think that he's the proper
example to this.
Example for this.
Like I've seen kids, and I use kids. It's like people that have physical, mental disabilities. In the middle of a match, walk towards the ring where there's no guardrails. And it gets to a point where I look at the parents and be like, if you are watching him, you got to make sure he sits down or don't buy front row.
Right.
Or the parents don't care.
And that's the ding, ding, motherfucking ding. That's the problem. The parents don't care. To them, they're thinking that great example too. If you want to say the parents don't care, does anyone remember the kids that started calling Roman Reigns the N-word at a live event while their mother was right there, and they were white? Anyone remember that?
No, I don't. I
that was
when people called blackout N-words.
No, that was a thing. WWE live event, main event. Roman Reigns was in it. 3 kids with the mother right next to him, not even 10 feet away. They're calling Roman Reigns the N-word.
Did he look at him and be like, I'm Samoan, you fucking crackers?
No, he actually, I compliment Roman Reigns on this one. He looked at the mother and said, great parenting.
Oh, damn, that's even worse. I'd have called them little crackers, but...
Yeah, but well, no, he was
and
being
then the mom's
professional.
probably like, yeah, I parent them great.
No, this was in the, I believe this was in the North.
Where?
It was up north.
Yeah, I'm going to need to know where.
I'm going to find out.
All right.
Well, I mean, technically the only thing north of you is very little before Canada, Ronnie.
And if this happened in Canada, I'd be not really shocked either.
I mean, it's going to suck saying this because, I mean, there are sects of wrestling fans that are not the greatest people in the world. There are sects of wrestling fans that are dumb as fuck, and there are sects of wrestling fans that are racist.
Southside?
It does happen.
Southside?
It does happen. I mean, one of the guys that was like a regular at CZW was running a damn neo-Nazi record label.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, the shit does happen. Like, like not everybody who's a wrestling fan or not everybody who's a fan of a certain band is a good person. And that's why we have security. That's why we have to have other things like laws and shit like that, because people can't be trusted. Like, there's somewhere around like morality where people go, no, that's not for me. And that's why we have certain laws. That's why we have security. That's why we have, because there are idiots like that.
Yeah.
And that's why wrestlers are also like told that if a fan humps the thing, make his day horrible.
Yeah.
You can't,
I mean,
the problem is
back.
But the problem is though is there are certain times where they don't know. Like, you really think at that moment when Seth Rollins turned around and got hit, he knew what the hell was going on right away?
No, he didn't, and that's why he held them down, because I actually talked about this on Cornette,
Yeah.
where WWE said, don't hit the guy or do anything that we can get sued for. So if he takes you down, just hold him down until security gets there to remove it.
The problem
That's
is,
what he did.
But here's the thing: he did listen, the way Kobe handled it was perfect. The way Seth handled this was perfect. But at that moment, you should have had security. Like, I remember when security used to be by the fucking ramp, like right on the ramp.
Yeah, well, apparently.
What, are we going to blame that on budget cut?
Aren't really the greatest trained people.
In New York, you have to have a fucking license. I'm sorry. I don't give security or event staff in New York a pass. I used to be a security guard in New Jersey. And in New York, you need a state license to be an unarmed security guard.
Okay.
So
I think you have to have a license with the Athletic Commission in Missouri to be an event staff.
right, there's usually some rules and stuff like that in all other places.
Yeah.
But like, no, not the most trained. No, they're trained because, like and I said, how many people did they hire? Is the question, and that's not on WWE as much as that's on Barclays. Barclays didn't hire enough staff. I get what you're saying.
They probably
Chris.
did.
I get what you're saying, and I fully agree, but I'm for some reason, it's just getting to a point where why the hell are they keep going to the Barclays? Oh, I know why, because they don't want to pay the fucking taxes on the Garden.
Well, the thing is also event staff, they can have a license and all that, but that doesn't mean they're going to be fucking ninjas when it comes to somebody jumping the thing.
No, but if
chances are somebody was probably doing something like ridiculously stupid where event staff went to handle that and the guy saw his chance and jumped.
But that's why, if you remember what, Ryan, about 8 years ago, they used to have one guy on each side of the aisle.
Yeah.
For stuff like this.
Yeah, they had one guy at the back of the aisle.
They had one guy at the back of the aisle. They had one guy in the front of the aisle by the timekeeper for this reason. So they can just beeline it if something happens. By the way, I was wrong.
Yes.
It wasn't North. It was Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there. Sorry, Jacksonville's a little podunky.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, Jacksonville, Florida, it's like Gainesville. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's like Florida, like there's Florida, like Miami, like Latino Florida, and then there's Florida.
We're Urban
Southern
There's
rednecky
Southern Florida where Urban Myers
Like
gets a lap.
Paradise fucking PD.
where Urban
Yeah.
Myers gets a lap dance from a chick he doesn't know.
Yeah, basically. Like there's the Everglades, Florida.
There's
You know, the
no.
Everglades.
There's one better. Tiger King. Done.
What?
Tiger King. Done.
That's low hanging. That's low hanging fruit, though.
God damn.
Ding 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 ding.
Wasn't he in Oklahoma, though?
No, he was a fucking Floridian.
Nope, it was in Florida.
No. Tiger King, he ran for Oklahoma, like a thing in Oklahoma.
He might have
Oh,
went
yeah, I
there
think
to
he might have
live,
been.
he
I
might
think he might have been a sheriff or a deputy or something.
but he lived in Florida. He was born and raised in Florida.
And if you guys haven't watched Tiger King season 2, I would suggest it.
Why does a Batista?
I haven't watched it yet.
Does Batista show up to be in the sequel?
No, I'm not going to ruin anything. I'm just going to. It's 5 episodes.
Let's put
Watch
it this way: I gotta still watch. I gotta watch more of Tiger King, and we gotta get ready to watch the new season of Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
That's New Year's Eve.
Yep. So all right. So here's.
Oh, new season of Letterkenny, day after Christmas.
Yep. Give your balls a tug there.
Better
kid fucker.
Kenny 26.
So, yeah. So this whole thing. So that whole thing, if anyone doesn't remember, two boys on a Tuesday night show was yelling at the N-word at Roman. Sounded fans yelling at surrounding fans were yelling at the boy's mother to discipline her kids. She wouldn't respond, which caused an argument. The mother was concerned about the people taking pictures of her kids, and ultimately security decided to escort them out of the building. And then someone had a great comment.
Well, chances are,
Go ahead.
well, those kids don't learn. Don't say that word on their own. Chances are, Mommy Dearest said it.
God damn it!
Before,
God damn it! It
and
was
the
goddamn
kids
rap
picked it up.
videos. God damn it! It was those goddamn rap videos.
Yeah, bullshit.
I mean, dude, come on! Look what we grew up with.
There was no A at the end of it. It was an ER. That's Mommy and Daddy. Or Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle. I mean, it is Florida. So someone put a tweet out after they heard this. He goes, "For the next show, I recommend these kids check out a great WCW action at Sturgis."
Bringing back Hog Wild.
Yep.
I mean, racism is like, racism really isn't centralized to a certain spot, because I remembered in high school, we had a photographer that would come from Syracuse University, right?
Yeah.
A black man, and after a while, he was like, yo, I'm never coming back here again, because there were teenage girls and guys basically yelling the N-word at him, other slurs. Somebody said, why don't you go play N-word ball?
Boosh.
Like, really crazy, dumb shit.
Well, okay, so
And
we'll bring it back up this way. You remember there was one character that I wanted to debut at CZW for Best of the Best, and that was Sonny Kiss. But I turned to you and I even went, I can't. I can't even offer that indication because I don't know how this crowd's going to react. Which then, thank God
would have threw gay slurs on him.
Which, thank God I didn't, because 2 months later, they debuted the Fella Twins. And, oh boy! Which, it's Rick Cataldo and, what was it, Eddie, oh God, who was the other guy of the Fella Twins, Chris?
Doesn't matter.
Sorry,
Basically, they threw homosexual slurs at him.
Yeah, and it was...
Which proves my point, that there are a lot of wrestling fans that are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't argue that.
No. And I mean, I wanted Sonny Kiss to be here for Best of the Best, and it's like, yeah, Sonny Kiss actually can prove it. Guess what? Sonny Kiss is now on AEW, but then turn around and find out and be like, yeah, this crowd would have really not been good. No, thank God I never even offered that idea.
I mean, Alex Colon is a Puerto Rican from Ohio, and people were screaming "Mow my lawn" at him.
I mean, they did have a gimmick called Four Loko, and how many people did the "We the People"
Yeah,
chant
that
during that?
doesn't mean you're Mexican.
I mean, that's like saying the Italian. That's like saying an FBI gimmick and saying, "Where's my pizza?"
Yeah, but see, FBI, when the guys come out and they go, "Hey," and then when you're stereotypical Italian, and then you have Tracy Smothers with them, you already know it's a joke.
Right. Well, yeah, but I mean, granted, also too, we're talking about. Yeah.
They didn't come off as a joke.
No, but they played.
You know what I
but you know
mean?
what though? I will always give them credit because Bandito and Azrael and Cologne always played. Just had that shit roll off their back. I never heard Cologne really. I mean, yeah, it might have been insensitive, but I never heard Cologne or Azrael really complain about it. And I've talked to Azrael about it.
I mean, they threw pennies at a Jewish
Now
restaurant.
that we all even said was fucked up. You don't like. Listen, we get he's Jewish. He comes off
Again.
but
And these aren't people.
yeah.
Yeah, and these are not people that are dumb and mentally having problems. No, these are people that actually have a functioning brain and can talk eloquently. And some of them are just really fucking pieces of shit when they come to wrestling.
Chris, these are the same guys.
They are.
These are the same guys that every 5 minutes was jerking off about Nick Gage being out of prison. Love you, Nick, but you don't need those fans in your fucking life.
All right, I'll tell you one right now. Cookie Man.
No, I know exactly
And
what you're
here we
talking
go.
about. That's why
No,
I'm saying.
no. Hold on.
I think I struck a
Cookie
nerve.
Man is more back. Cookie Man is more back to Africa than some black people I know. But yet, he threw pennies at a Jewish wrestler. Used a racial slur with a Mexican, or not a Mexican, sorry, a Puerto Rican. Something else, and I know he's part of the quote-unquote part of the show, but again, what you're saying is certain things you don't do.
Right.
He did them.
Oh, I know.
But yet, on Facebook, he's like, oh, the slaughter of indigenous peoples. And the reason why he's anti-vax is because apparently vaccines fucked over black people or something.
We won't go into that.
And he's white.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't want to get into anti-vax. I'm just saying.
Let's just say
he's
this.
more back to Africa.
If anyone ever goes and watches CZW shows back in the day, it's the South Side. It's the hard cam people. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
You'll know who we're talking about from that. It's the hard cam.
Bro, he's more back to Africa than Uha Nation.
I'm surprised they didn't say anything about Uha Nation when he showed up at CZW.
Yeah, or you know him as Apollo Crews. He is more back to Africa than Apollo Crews. And he's white. He is white. I get that he has a African-American wife. I get that. But that doesn't mean you're fucking the Prince of Zamunda. Holy fuck.
Jesus!
Yeah, I made a fictitious thing because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Oh, I know. That's why I added the Jesus part. It's like, holy shit. But no. But like, so anyway, back to the original topic that was on hand, and it all ends up being what it is. It's certain shit that fans do. And no, actually, this is part of the topic. As much as it sounds like it's not, it really is. Is the fact that the fandom is so toxic in wrestling that They think they can get away with fucking murder. We're not saying, no one's ever saying to sit on your hands. And it actually has to go back to something that happened last week or 2 weeks ago at UWA with the whole King Tech stuff, with his girlfriend ran to the ring as a storyline. Guess what? No one knows who she is because they don't really show up like people that know. But they don't know who that is. So if they see a person... Go ahead, Chris.
What I was saying is, well, Tech thinks he's bigger than he is.
Right, but if a fan sees someone running to the ring, oh, I can do that. You're going to get hurt. Like, come on. People need to think. You're going to get hurt.
Well, people need to think. See, there's toxic fandom everywhere. I mean, in the comic book thing, it's the people that bitch about continuity between a comic book and fucking movies. In the music scene, we call them hipsters. Because they're the dicks that think that that your band sucks now and they were amazing when their demo came out. Or we have the hardcore crew, which you know right off the bat, you're like, I'm not getting in that fucking pit. I'm not stupid. Like, there is toxic things of every fandom, but the wrestling thing with people that think they can get away with anything, that's got to stop.
Well, yeah, no, that is the thing. And my other thing is, Ryan, I actually want your opinion on this.
Sure.
And Chris, you can chime in too. How do you feel about fans trying to get themselves over? Would you like me to explain?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
Like, what is your opinion on that?
It annoys the fuck out of me. Quit making my job harder just because you want to act fucking cool in front of your little dickhead friends on the internet.
So,
pricks.
So this goes back to WrestlePro and this 30-year-old drunk guy. And so the opening match was Anthony Nese versus Bowens. Or not Bowens, versus Bobby Wayward. Bobby Wayward, pretty much unknown. He's got a couple spots in WWE and stuff like that. Not a big deal. But they're doing a trilogy. So Tony Nese has been putting this kid over, which, great. I'm hearing fans screaming, if Tony Nese loses, we riot. I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, I literally screaming at the dude, quit jerking off AEW. And the guy was like 5 rows next to me. I'm like, quit jerking off AEW. These fans are literally chanting, like, Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss had a fucking killer of a match. Chris, you would have hated this match. Had a New Japan style match. Match was stiff as shit, but it was 1-2 kick out. Like 17 falsies. But it just was so fast paced that it worked.
And Tuna Meltzler jizz in his pants.
Pretty much. But the fans are chanting, you still got it. I looked at this guy, I go, you do know who's in the ring right now. They never fucking lost it.
And you kind of gotta get away to lose it.
Right. It's like, just because they were, what's them getting away? Oh, I'm going to AEW to go make a $100,000 contract. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's losing it.
Well, there are some indie fans that live in a vacuum where if they're not in their little podunk, federation, then they don't exist anymore, or they retired.
No.
So they're gonna be like, "You still got it," because they back all of a sudden.
Right. And I'm gonna say one thing. When it comes to indie wrestling, Ryan, I don't mean to offend you on this if it does. No one retires from indie wrestling. They quit.
I mean,
Jake Chris said it the best. He goes, Listen, I'm not retiring. I have to walk away. Granted, his reason was he had another kid on the way. He literally said, he goes, no one retires from indie wrestling. We walk away. We quit. We can come back, though. But he goes, I'm not retiring because there's nothing to retire to.
All right. That reminds me of a story, and it's really ironic that you went there with this.
Okay.
So earlier today, I was looking through some of the matches that LPW bastard still has up of mine, and one of them was right at the end. Dude was booking birthday parties.
Okay.
That's how well he was doing, and it was me versus Dustin Frost. It's my nephew, and he had a doctor tell him that he had to stop wrestling because he had something going on with his back.
Okay.
So we have this match. I put this little bastard over because he says he's retiring. I figure, all right, I'm going to give him one. Everybody knows we're related. Everybody knows I trained him. There's no way he's going to legitimately beat me because I didn't teach him everything I know. So I put him over. A week later, he goes to another doctor, gets second opinion, and guess who's back?
Oh no. Oh no.
Like nothing ever happened at the fucking 2 weeks later. It's like, oh, I got a second opinion. And I'm just like, it's Ric Flair and motherfucker. Like, how many times did Ric Flair retire and come back?
About 8.
Yeah.
And that's straight to the point. Even in pro wrestling, you don't retire. You quit.
Yeah.
Or you get fired. Get your shit together if you get fired and you can come back. Quit. You can probably come back. There's no retiring.
No.
Man, that sounds...
Unless you can literally sit on your laurels.
No, like what you're saying, like with indie wrestlers, like they can retire, unretire, retire, unretire. That's like bands basically being like, it's our final show. Oh, wait, nope. It's our reunion show, our final show, our reunion show, our final show, our reunion show.
I'm going on my retirement tour. 4 years, a 4-year retirement tour. That's not a retirement tour.
Like fucking Kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Elton John.
Dude, I remember we were playing this one show, and this band always used to finagle their way on the freaking shows like every damn month. And it was always like, well, it's our last show. It's our reunion show. It's our last show. For 8 fucking months.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking dick.
John just said the best. Terry Funk has the record for retirement matches.
What chat is John in?
He's in the Twitch chat.
Oh, yeah, I'm not on there.
Yeah.
Damn it, John.
John probably knows what I'm talking about with bands doing the last show and then reunion show, show, reunion show, like every day a month.
Well, it's like, how many times, dude, you remember, dude, that sticks in my head. That Jake Crist walking away match when it was that, it was the death match with OI4K versus, the Lost Boys. I think it was called. It was those, and it was like, it was a tangle web. Jake loses, or Jake gets pinned. Match is over. He grabs the mic and goes, "Listen, I'm walking away." We all knew his wife was pregnant. It wasn't a secret, and it was like, listen. He flat out goes. He goes, "Listen, no one retires from from wrestling. We quit. We walk away."
I've done it.
How many times has Matt Tremont retired from deathmatch wrestling?
By the way, congratulations on being the HTO champion, you Jeff Jarrett motherfucker.
Dude, I lost count how many times he said he was retiring from deathmatch wrestling.
Dude, he just put himself over. Okay, I want to not make it sound like I'm shitting on Tremont, but he just put himself over and gave himself the title of his own fucking company.
What?
In his own fucking company, in a death match.
Hate that
in a
shit.
death match.
Hate that
In
shit.
what kind of match?
A death match.
In what kind of match? A death match.
A barbed wire death match.
And I'm just like, he was supposed to be retiring from death matches like 4 years ago.
You know who the only
4.
person? So I know you don't like this person, but you know who the only person that has actually officially retired from death matches and has stayed retired is?
Who?
Fucking Drake.
Yeah,
I was gonna
because
say,
nobody
what about
fucking
Sick
wants
Nick?
to work with his ass.
Fucking Drake Younger is the only
I
one
don't-
that has actually retired from death matches and has stayed retired.
I think it would be bad. Put it this way. If he did a death match with anybody other than Masada right now, he'd probably end up fucking dying.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, let him do a death match with Alex Colon and see what happens.
By the way, I hate to say it, but I hate to say this, but all that Me Too movement stuff right now has gone away because a lot of these guys are back on the indies getting booked.
That's
Ah.
true.
Like, what's his name? Just got booked for New Japan. Oh, fuck. The villain. Scroll. Fucking Marty. Marty's back.
Yeah, I heard he was back.
Jesus.
So it won't shock me if we see David Starr pop up one day.
Well, the difference is with a lot of the other wrestlers and David Starr
Right, but
is
Yeah.
no, Starr's actually really been working on bettering himself and making sure what happened and what landed him in the problem doesn't happen again. Like, he hasn't even wrestled. Like, he hasn't even thought about it.
But you get my point. I'm saying is the guys that were on that list are getting booked.
Oh, yeah.
Are starting to get booked again. I'll start losing my shit when good old Rude Boy Riley gets booked again, but that's for a different day.
Oh, God.
He is under a different name. I don't know what it is, though.
Yeesh.
Yeah,
Soup
exactly.
R Man.
Soup R Man.
Yeah, Soup R Man. Soup R Man, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Minus
I mean-
5 stars.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently kids. I gotta put it.
No, yeah, John just
Apparently-
said it the best. Joey Ryan's been back in the ring a couple times too.
Yeah.
Well, indie promoters are pieces of shit too.
You ain't
We all
wrong.
know indie promoters are pieces of shit.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but that's the thing. It's like, when does a bottom line is for morality, not morality, for when does a bottom line take over for what's it called? Morals. Because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's someone's morals are their paychecks are outshining their morals.
Oh yeah. And like, what is it, like freaking, and especially at indie shows, you're not even making that much money. That where you're gonna book a guy like Joey Ryan that has a ridiculously high demand, like to even book him.
Right.
Unless it's a thing that he's actually, unless it's a promotion that he's actually working with. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, you're seeing certain things like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where's Right to Censor when you need it? Yeah, that would be a great gimmick nowadays.
yeah,
Just call them cancel culture.
I mean, it's what they were.
Yeah. But, like,
You know what?
yeah.
I don't have the Twitch chat here, and that's where John keeps talking at. I got something for his ass.
But no, it's like I said, it's just right now with crowds coming back, it's at its most dangerous because people think that nothing's gonna happen to them. I mean, you'll start seeing like certain crowds. You'll start seeing it here and there. Like, I don't mean to pick on these guys, but it's like CZW and GCW. You were seeing it a lot. You don't see it at places like UWA because it's family friendly. You don't really. You're starting to see smidgens of it at WrestlePro, but that's with the fans that are. That's because the people that are being booked are guys that are like AEW guys. Like, they literally did an AEW versus WrestlePro show. And I'm like, ooh, this could be bad.
You know what promotion I'm amazed that they never had a fan altercation problem with?
What?
Beyond Wrestling. Because fans are literally right around the ring.
Because that was a fan that. Because here's the thing, and PWG is the same thing.
I need you to make sure that he sees this, Ronnie.
Yeah, where it's basically almost like a lumberjack match every match.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that Beyond Wrestling never had a problem with fans.
Oh, you're a dick. You're a
What?
dick. Look at the chat. Oof.
Let me see. God damn! Well, the thing is, he don't care because they just got Scherzer.
Yeah.
He's still gonna care.
But no, but
He was so passionate. He was so passionate on Wednesday. He's gonna care.
But
What
okay, so
the fuck?
what?
My ESPN feed.
Okay.
LSU
Oh,
to
yeah.
hire Brian
Brian
Kelly.
Kelly is LSU's new head coach. Yeah, we'll talk about that Wednesday.
Fuck.
Trust me, there's a lot of that to talk about. But okay,
Fucker.
then to wrap this up. Besides extra security, because that's the easy stop for fans rushing the ring, or get guardrails. How does this get nipped in the bud? How does the curve get stopped with these type of fans? Because at one hand, you can't say, oh, well, it's PG. Well, on the other hand, it's like, well, you paid for a ticket. You get that whole argument. Like, oh, I paid for a ticket. I can say what I want. I go, can you?
Right. It doesn't exactly work like that.
Like, it is a very touchy subject. Then again, when have we ever been shy about talking about touchy subjects?
Well, there is two ways, and it's not really popular. It's not gonna be popular. One, more security. Like, even cops, like I said before, just no guns though. Like tasers,
Like, yeah, well,
no
not
guns,
even,
because the last thing you want is some crazy fan to grab a gun.
Well, I think when it comes to wrestling shows, you really don't need any type of what is it called? Like, force like that.
Well, you never know, so a taser is enough.
Normally, yeah. But, like...
Yeah,
talking
normally
about-
a taser's enough, unless the guy's like hopped up on 5,000 things of coke.
I mean, hey. You could have some of that eat your face. You never know. It is we were talking about Florida earlier. Come on.
Right.
Like, unless the guy's on a crazy fucking mood, like Dennis Leary mentioned in No Cure for Cancer, where the guy's like, ah! Like,
But
or he thinks he's the fucking Hulk.
like, well, what's your other one?
Well, the other one is, I mean, if somebody does something that's against the rules and you make sure all the fans know the rules and if they do something, they get escorted out fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to kick people out and then be like, well, if it's an indie show, it's like, don't come back for another 3 shows. And if you do it again, then you're banned permanently. And if it's at like a WWE thing or somewhere at the venue, that is venue's choice that they can ban them from all events at that center, at that venue.
Well, the venue should have in all honesty, fucking ban him, period.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to really nip it in the bud like that, then you need to make those rules strict. And you need to have security that actually will do their job and not some like event staff guy that's watching the crowd eating a hot dog. Which I saw at the XFL, which I was like, God damn, really?
Well, if you look at like event staff when it comes to the NFL, you have 5 in each end zone and 3 on each, what's it called? You have 3 on each row, like on the sidelines. No one's gonna fucking, if they try, they get blasted. I mean, how many people have you seen try to jump on the field? The minute they do, they get 3 feet out there. Yeah, wham!
Oh, yeah. Like, well, they could always have the security they have at Eagles and Phillies and Sixers games.
Yeah, they actually
Trust me, the crowd won't want to do anything.
Yeah, they have cops, and the cops fucking take your ass legitly to fucking jail.
In the stadium.
In the stadium. There's holding cells in
Yes,
the
we
stadium.
have a holding cell, people.
That's the iconic...
Yeah, welcome to Philly. We have holding cells.
Dude, Ryan, back in the day, they used to give... Chris, and tell me if I'm lying on this. They used to give the courts season tickets. They have a judge on the 50... They have a judge on the 50-yard line, and they put your ass on trial there.
Dude,
Oh,
back
shit.
in the day, they had a courtroom in Veterans Stadium.
I was going to say, Chris, you know better than I do. Tell me if I'm lying.
Oh, no, you're completely right. They had a courtroom.
Your ass went on
the
trial
vet
there.
where the judge would sentence your ass.
That's
and then
insane.
you'd be in a holding cell. The judge would sentence your ass. And then once the game was over, they would take you to actual prison. Or they would remove you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
that didn't
there,
sound like fun at all.
Why does Damian Priest look like a vampire when he does that?
I think that's kind of.
Oh, man.
Oh God, John just asked me what I said.
Steven Matz, John. You can take care of him on Wednesday.
I mean, that was funny where John was going off. He's like, I'd like to welcome Mr. Matz to St. Louis. Shit. Oh, boy. But, I mean, that's what it was in Philly, and fans don't even try to get going. It's like there's a limit. And even Philly fans know it, which is ridiculous because, you know, how bad of a horrible rep we have. I mean, are there fights in the stands? Yes, but at least they're in the stands.
Until they spill out on the field.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not trying to fight they're not trying to fight the player or players or wrestlers. No, we don't fight you. We just boo the shit out of you.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
that hurts worse than a tightly balled fist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So, after we got all that out of the way, I know Chris wants to talk about his week.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
All right, so I was not here on the Nerd Zone because I went and saw Ginger. They were headlining, and it was supposed to be Suicide Silence and All Hail the Yeti. Unfortunately, Suicide Silence had to drop off the show, and they also had to drop off the Brooklyn show the night before. Because where they played, the venue wasn't taking everything seriously, and of course, a member of the touring party got COVID. And Suicide Silence has yet to be back on tour. They are still, waiting. And this also caused the bands and the promoters to basically get rid of the whole negative test thing, where it's just now vaccination or nothing. And I know a lot of people have a problem with it, but again, we are in different times where if you want to play, you got to do it. If you want to play, you have to play by the rules. If you don't want to play by the rules, then you're not going to play. Simple as that. And people can bitch and piss and moan, but that's what it is. Like, there were people in the Ice Nine Kills Facebook thing, like, I had to give up my tickets because they said it was vaccination and and I'm like, bro, well, first off, Live Nation, if you've ever been to a Live Nation show, they let you know everything months in advance. So the fact that you didn't want to, and now you're bitching and moaning and complaining about it days before the show, no, you're a fucking moron. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because I know this because I got my Live Nation show tickets for Ginger. I got them in August. And they said, this is the thing. And if it's subject to change, we will email you accordingly. And I got the confirmation, everything like that. Live Nation keeps up to date with you. That's why you buy tickets online. And most of the time you're buying tickets online. You're not buying tickets at the door for these shows because they're sold out. So, I mean, it's a new thing. And unfortunately, that's how you're going to have to play. And it's probably also at sporting events and stuff like that, too. I don't know. But I know there was someone that went to a Sixers game and said that they were checking everything. I mean, that's how it is. Unfortunately, that is what it's going to be right now. And if you don't have a problem with it, then don't go. Don't bitch online about it. You're looking for some sympathy because your dumbass just didn't read the fine print on your ticket. Well, it's not even fine print. It's this is what it will be, in big, bold letters. And if you're a dumbass that didn't read it, then that's your own dumb fault. Don't blame people and blame bands about that, because how I feel about it as a performer, I'm pretty sure Ryan would feel the same way. That if there are certain things that are going to be a risk for your health, and there are certain things that can be done, especially if you're performing to people and touring and trying to perform to as many people and apply your craft.
Right.
And there are rules like that where, and all of a sudden somebody doesn't want to abide by the rules, you're like, get the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me angry as hell, especially as a performer, because when my old band did tour, thank God it wasn't around COVID or whatever, But there are certain things that if somebody was trying to jump on stage or whatever and try to start a fight or whatever, like, hell no, fuck off. Like anything that.
Guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink. So keep talking, Chris.
Okay. Like anything that could really put a dent or even stop somebody from touring or applying their craft and entertaining these people.
Mm-hmm.
It's so dumb. Don't do it. And in the case of touring bands, it's like they're just getting back out on the road. They're eager as hell to want to perform. In most cases, they can't even meet the fans, which is killing them. Because that's one of the things you do on tour. You meet the fans. Like, you know, you're at your merch table or whatever, and you go, hey, how you doing? And like, because I remember back in the day, there'd be bigger bands even just shaking hands in the crowd. You can't do that now. And what I saw at the TLA was pissing me off was because they had the vaccine, they had vaccinated or negative test, and then they had a sign that said masks at all times. But, of course, there's the big but, because if you're drinking something, you're allowed to take your mask off, drink it, and then put it back on. That's how it's supposed to work. People were literally just walking around with an open container and like no mask. Like just walking around all show with the same damn container.
Right.
And now I know why Ceraville, especially why they changed it, what they did a month in advance, where they're like, no more negative tests, we're just vaccinated now. Because last night we were packed in. I mean, packed in. And the last thing security really needs to do is run around screaming at people or throwing them out because they're holding a damn beer without a mask on. So what you do to get rid of that, basically just get rid of the whole X factor and basically everybody has to be vaccinated. It is what it is. I mean, does it deter people? Yes. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, and this isn't some like, no, it's none of that. It's basically saying what the rules of the venue are, follow them. Because the more you do, the more shows we'll have, the more fun bands we'll have, the more fun people will have because they get to see the damn bands on the damn show. Because me and my friend, we were so looking forward to Suicide Silence, and that they weren't there sucked. I mean, Ginger played a fucking blistering set, and Also the Yeti played a set. I'm not going to say much about that. I mean, if you like the style, great. It wasn't for. So they had a cool stage like setup. The rest of the show, but Ginger was amazing. And Ice Nine Kills, I'll say this, if you're a horror fan, you need to go see them. I will say that to the nth degree because if you're not even a metalcore fan, you'll dig them because of the stage show.
Right.
I mean, their stage show is like God tier. It is insane. It is so good. Like, my friend's not even a horror fan. He's like, dude. Like, when they played Stabbing in the Dark, like, the Michael Myers mask, and they had somebody dressed up as, like, the kid Michael Myers, and the girl came out as Lori. And then, like, during the breakdown, he's stabbing her. Like, my friend was like, dude, this is awesome. Like, dude, this is incredible. But it was so good. I will say straight up, like if you like metal and you like horror movies, you got to go see Ice Nine Kills. You have to. I mean, it's not like no, you need to. Trust they are that good. But like again, just follow the rules of the venues, and that way we can all get through this. Bands can play to people, the people can enjoy. Like even wrestlers can actually apply their craft in other places and not have to worry about shit. Because I'm pretty sure there's been shows where wrestlers have been taken off because, you know, they had COVID.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's a reality. And it's not right. But follow the rules of the venue.
Sorry, I'm just arguing about what is it? The Mets trying to get Gary Sanchez.
Man, Christian's gonna be like, be respectful.
Hey, I said, hey, personally, if they can get him for the if they do a DH and they can get him, take him. Fucking 3 years, $30 million. Give him $10 million contract for that bat. Not have to worry about him behind the plate. Fuck, his bat's still worth $10 million.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about that? I mean, I'm just like, follow the rules of the venue, and that way, like...
Listen, I've been on here and have said that in the past. It has nothing to do with what... If you turn around and say, oh, well, they have to do this, they have to do that, well, this, I go, no. If it is a venue rule, this goes for the same shit as, like, Walmart and all those other places. If the fucking place that you go to shop demands you to wear a mask and will not serve you, then, well, guess what? That's their place the place of business has every right to do that. If a venue tells you have to show proof of vaccination, well, no offense, then that's on the venue. That's not a state law. That's not a government law. That is the venue's rules. You don't like it, you don't have to go. It's just plain and simple as that. You don't have to give them your money if you don't agree with their fucking policy. Oh, well, they don't... Well, I need to go see this band. Well, no, you don't. Okay, you can go see the band. Go to a place where they allow you not to be vaccinated then.
Yeah,
I was
like,
telling you that you don't have to see the band. No one ever said you don't have to go see a show. And that goes for wrestling, that goes for anything. No one says you don't have to go see the show. No one's demanding you to go see it. If it's at another venue, out of state or wherever, go there. I mean, it's always a tricky situation because you're talking about something that no one knows anything about. Honest to God, treat it. I said it from the start, and I said it on air when this first all broke. Treat it like the flu. Meaning, treat it like if you had the flu. How would you treat the venue?
Dude, there are people, I remember this, because I got sick from some motherfucker in Kentucky because I have the flu, but I had to come see this show. Yeah, no. Like, I was pissed off as hell because I was sick for like 3 weeks. It sucked. And I was perfectly fine. 2 days later, get back from Kentucky, all of a sudden I'm fucking throwing up. I'm like, that motherfucker. But, I mean, my thing, like, and the thing is also bands and probably wrestlers also. I mean, I hate lopping them in the same thing, but they sort of are. It's entertainment. So they're just doing things. Like, bands are just getting back to touring around. And there are so many times I've seen things like, all right, well, the Ginger tour, it's happened twice already. Vlad got COVID, and he had to miss shows. Ginger had to play with an electronic, like, drum machine, which basically meant they just had the masters from the tapes and just basically played the drums. And then they played with it. That's how tight they were. But they had to do that. And then Suicide Silence, the whole band has, they had to leave, I think it was Tuesday, and they have yet to be back, and they're just missing shows left and right. and it sucks. Like, and then there are other bands I've seen, like, well, this band needs to drop. They have to drop off. They have to do this. Like it, and it's because they're trying to play around in certain places in certain states. Just like, you don't, no, you're not allowed to do it. Where all of a sudden now the management, like Live Nation and like even the management companies that these bands are represented by, are demanding it because they're like, we're trying to tour. We're paying all this money, you know, we're trying to do all this to tour all over the place. And because your dumbass venue decides to be lax, you're fucking us out of this much money.
Well,
And
well,
what I
guess
know about
what? That's
management
also, but guess what? That's also then the band's choice, and the band chooses the venue. It's then up to the venue if they want to have them there.
yeah, well, again, like we're doing something we don't know. And you know, this is why bands all of a sudden now are starting to take the most precaution they possibly can.
Right.
So, yeah, because again, you fuck with the management's bottom line, then you get the horns.
Right. Ryan, what's your opinions on this? Just in entertainment in general, not just like music and stuff like that, with like entertainment in general.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. It's pretty much all there is to it.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter what side of whatever debate you're gonna fall on with it. You fucking do what you got to do, or sit the fuck at home.
It's business. It's nothing personal. It's straight business.
No, it's business. Yeah, it's business. You get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Because like I said,
I did read something.
It's been light, so that's why I'm asking.
Actually, I did read something that you might find interesting, and if you haven't already heard about it,
Okay.
give me a second. Let me get it pulled up here. Slick is returning to wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, there's a date. Give me a second. He will be returning to pro wrestling and singing Jive Soul Brother live on the ISPW show December 10th in Butler, New Jersey.
Oh God! So Butler's up north. I think I know where he's gonna be. Interesting. Might have to take a trip up there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how long has it been since Slick's done anything?
Did they say where he's at?
What the venue is?
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me get back to it. Oh, you know what, dude? I've been noticing some pretty funny shit. Did you guys notice that the Young Bucks made a big deal, and even Meltzer did, about like they just signed new contract extensions with AEW? Of course they did. They own the fucking company.
They are the company. That's like saying Kenny Omega didn't. Kenny Omega signed a new contract. No shit.
They own the fucking company.
That's like saying Cody Rhodes is leaving the company. Yeah, bullshit. To what? Go run the NWA? That's the only other thing I can see.
Dude, and the fucking the toxic AEW marks are just like, yeah, the Young Bucks aren't going anywhere, blah blah blah. No shit, dude. No shit. To get over with American crowds and get into American wrestling, they had to create their own fucking company. Of course they're not going anywhere.
Well, remember this.
Hey guys, guess what? Vince McMahon's not going anywhere.
Hey everybody, remember this. The Young Bucks got fired by Dixie fucking Carter. Oh, I think I struck a nerve with people there. I hear the fanboys screaming. I hear the Twitter fingers typing.
No.
But like seriously, like
But they
that's
did.
serious news for you guys to get fucking excited about. The Young Bucks re-signed with their own company.
Oh, actually, okay. I want your guys' honest question. Gargano signed a 1-week extension, which puts him through War Games. His contract ends the Saturday after War Games, so the 11th. Does he re-up for a bigger contract, or does he leave? And I wouldn't even say he goes to AEW. Does he leave and becomes a family man?
Now I could see him doing that.
I'm just saying, like, just leave. I'm not even talking about him going to AEW. I think he's going to retire. And he has enough money that he can retire.
Who is this?
Gargano.
Oh, Gargano will re-up.
No, he technically did. He re-upped for only a 1-week contract, and that's through War Games.
Hey Ronnie, I'm sending you that show information to your Facebook.
Cool. All right. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying is he re-upped for a 1-week contract. So his contract now ends on December 11th.
He'll re-up again. And again.
I
don't think he's leaving.
See, here's the thing. I'm under the impression of two things. Either he's going to re-up with WWE and stay down in NXT for a little bit longer, or he's just going to stop. He's going to
With the baby on the way, I could see him stopping for a while.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can see him stopping too. Like, I don't see him. He's not going to be the guy that quits and goes to AEW. No. He's either going to sit down and retire and be a father for a couple years, or he's just going to re-up and take a longer contract in NXT.
He is a staple in NXT, though.
Well, the other
And
question is,
I could see them offering him a good contract to stick around.
That's what I mean. Those are my only two options with him. And it'd be interesting if he just decides to be like, nope, I'm done. Like, done. I could see him and when it says it's like retirement, no. I can see him straight up retiring because he has enough money to retire. Hell, he had enough money to retire from the indies for wrestling in Dragon Gate. So, yeah, there's that. Chris, do you think he's going to re-up, though?
I think like he'll do a week and then another week and another week. Well, as long as they're featuring him, he'll re-up like a week, and then eventually going to be like, yo, are you going to like do this long-term contract or not?
Well, here's the other question. Could he re-up as a open contract until the baby's born?
Probably.
See, that's the other thing I could see. Him just re-up until the baby's born, and then he's like, I'm gone. I'm gone for a little bit, and then we'll talk. Because he's still in the same boat as O'Reilly. Because I think O'Reilly's contract ends around the same time, too. And there's been no word if he's re-upping.
That's a different question because it seems like they're gonna fast track Wagner to SmackDown. So Riley's like, now what?
Are you ready for that, Chris?
For what?
You ready for Von Wagner on SmackDown on a weekly basis?
I know. It's so funny.
boy.
Yeah, Von won SmackDown. Ugh.
They were so ready to pull the trigger on that, and they just said nope.
I was like, all right, we got it. Nope.
Yeah.
Shit, I lost it.
He's part of the scrap iron. No, he's not.
Everyone was freaking out, and I'm like, we got a Wild Von Wagner set. I go, don't read too much into it. He ain't coming up to SmackDown yet. And then nope. I was like, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, but it seems like they want to fast track it.
Is he related to somebody? Is he a name? Is he a legacy guy like Breaker?
I don't know because I think NXT. I think they want to keep Breaker in NXT for just a little bit because to be the face of NXT, the
Right.
new one.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying is though is he? Oh, he's Bloom's kid. He's a Bloom.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing in NXT I'm not really what they're doing in NXT. Like I get it's only War Games. I hope to God it's only War Games with this. Because they're treading into bad WCW Russo storyline era.
Yeah, Chris, you're gonna laugh at this. He played for
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. So guess who this guy? Guess this guy's real name is? Cal Bloom. That name may sound familiar. He was the senior tight end on the 2016 Central Florida Knights.
Jesus Christ, he's a champion in his own.
Yep.
Damn Central Florida.
He's a Floridian.
And I also read some news, and I saw on Twitter that Nia Jax is pretty much done in the ring.
Yeah, she changed her name back to her original name.
Said that the odds of her getting back in the ring are highly unlikely.
Yeah. So by the way, so he's
Going back to
yeah. So sorry. So his father is Bew Beverly. Wagner's
Bo Beverly.
Bo Beverly.
You.
Yeah, Wayne Bloom.
Boo.
He's a fucking Beverly. So his father was a Beverly. So all right. So there is some legacy there. Maybe that's why they tried to fast track him.
Yeah, maybe they see something in him.
I see something in the kid, but I think he still needs a little more time to get over in NXT.
I can't disagree with you.
No. Listen, I think Breaker is obviously the guy that's... Listen, as much as we call him Breaker, we all just want him to be fucking called Steiner. Like, holy shit. Like, just call him Steiner.
But there's only a 33 and a third chance of that happening.
The fact that he's fucking pulling those promos out, and literally, I'm just waiting for him to curse on air. Just, like...
They're just like, fuck it, call him Steiner.
Yeah, like, he's on this close for just saying, fuck it.
All of a sudden, you hear Michael Hayes, fucking Steiners.
Yep.
Breaker did say, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, they're letting them get away with certain things, but I'm just waiting for, because if you remember, Scott on an episode of Raw looks at the ref and goes, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, the hard mic picked him up. When that happens, it's like, bro, come on.
I enjoy it.
Maybe a classic right there.
Oh, dude, I'm just waiting. You give him a hot mic, it's like, oh, come on, you're due. You're due for a fuck up. It's in your blood. It's in your blood. I mean, the fact that they even poke fun at him, though, they poke fun at all the shit that happened. The Chucky doll. The fact that Breaker's doing curls, and all of a sudden he looks at Chucky and goes, my dad says hi. And even Chucky goes, let's see if losing runs in the family. I'm like, come on! You're not even hiding it anymore.
I did love when Ciampa said that right to Braun Breaker. He's like, you got a 33 and a third chance. You don't even have a 33 and a third chance of being champion.
Like,
as
they're
long
not
as I'm
even
there.
hiding this shit anymore. It's like, oh, come on. Just fucking call him Steiner. You're giving him his father's finishers as well as his uncle's finisher. He's fucking doing the Steiner recliner and the Bulldog as well as the pump handle slam as his finishers. We're missing two things: a Frankensteiner and the goddamn Steiner screwdriver.
Give it time.
Which, if he pulls out a screwdriver, I will fucking go ape shit for that, because that's a fucking suplex tombstone. That is a dangerous ass fucking move.
Yeah.
Scott hurt people. Come on. If Scott is not sane, but he's not a guy that injures people, and he fucking hurt somebody doing that shit. But no, like, we have War Games coming up. No, it's like, but we have War Games. We'll talk about that on Wednesday when John's here, so he can give his opinions. But the whole Gargano thing, it's like we're getting closer to a lot of these old school guys. Contracts are running out, and it looks like they are no interest to re-up. Like,
Yeah, we just talked about.
Yeah, no, but it's like, but I'm talking about other guys, like not even Kyle O'Reilly. Like, the only one that re-upped right now that is noticeable is Roddy. Roddy's re-upped from reports. But I mean, the question is where do a lot of these go? I mean, yeah, they can go TNA. You can get. We have that whole argument, but again, it's the whole, budget cuts.
Budgets.
But is there any other topics we want to tackle? Because I got nothing. I mean, we got Spider-Man coming out. For movie-wise, we got Spider-Man.
I would have loved to know how Resident Evil was, but,
We'll let John talk about that on Wednesday, because he saw it.
All right. Oh, well, I saw a commercial for the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw one too.
The greatest Olympics.
The deadly Olympics.
Damn right, man. Suicide Vision. Fuck yeah.
Skeleton.
I said this thing with the Thanksgiving. I was like, the Winter Olympics the Winter Olympics are amazing because almost every event, they have to have some form of insanity to do that event. Because every damn event is something without anybody really saying would be like, I'm not doing that. Like, even figure skating, you have to have a little bit of a screw loose.
Yeah. Oh, especially pairs?
Pair skating, or even because, like, you're on ice with razor blades attached to your feet. Because I've seen skaters get cut from them badly.
Oh, yeah, so have I.
Wearing next to nothing. And then they ask you to twirl around and you land on this little razor blade where you can fuck up your ankle and never walk again.
If
Walking's overrated.
But hey, you know this. If it's not the blade fucking you up, it's a lead pipe.
God damn. Movie.
It was there. I took it. I'm not ashamed.
I know.
All right. So here's a fun question. couple weeks, we'll close out with some of this stuff. Couple weeks, Spider-Man No Way Home comes out.
Yes.
Predictions. 2 things. 1, do we get all 3 Spider-Men?
Yes. 100% guaranteed.
Yes.
Who's the 6th member? Villain-wise, who's the 6th member? Because they're hiding this for the end credits.
Venom.
Chris, what do you think?
They're gonna bring back Electro.
He's already in it.
What?
He's in it. And
He's already in it.
He's in it, and Jamie Foxx is back as him.
Well, they have the new Green Goblin. They don't have the Walter Matthau Green Goblin, right?
No, well, Walter Matthau's dead. You mean Willem Dafoe? No, it's Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, it is Willem Dafoe.
Mulaney's back as Doc Ock. Willem Dafoe is back as Green Goblin. What's his name is back as Sandman. The guy's back as Lizard.
Right. Oh, Mysterio.
Mysterio's not in this one. Surprisingly.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be Venom. Either Venom or Carnage. That's the movie fans want.
I got one better. I want to
All
hear
right,
Chris. I want Chris first though.
They're hiding the Kingpin.
Okay, that's a good guess. You have 5 guys. We're missing the 6th. Bryan Cranston as Mr. Sinister.
Oh God, that Mr. Sinister might be a little bit of an issue because it depends on how you do it. Because Mr. Sinister always looked a little funny.
Well, here's the thing. At the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2, you had Bryan Cranston as Mr. Sinister. He was in the end credits. They are hiding something. They don't have him in here as, from what it looks like, they don't have him in here right now at the credits, but it does not mean he's not going to be in it, maybe at the end credits, to form the Sinister Six, because they've just announced that we're getting a 4th, 5th, and 6th Spider-Man. So...
Or are they going to connect to this?
Say that again?
Are they going to connect Morbius to this?
Well, the whole original Sinister Six was supposed to be Morbius, Vulture, and they were supposed to attach those 2 in there because you have Vulture in Morbius.
Shocker.
Shocker was in, which actually it's funny you say that. You tie this all in. Shocker was in the first Tom Holland Spider-Man. What about Scorpion?
Scorpion would be cool.
Like, you can do so many with this. Morbius comes in. You have Morbius there. But here's the thing. The one thing they're not hiding is, and what they're teasing is, this is your reason, because it's going to tie into Doctor Strange 2. Here's how you bring in Fantastic Four and the mutants for X-Men. Because Spider-Man had a big thing to do with the Fantastic Four, too.
Yes, he did.
So, there's a lot of ways they can go with this. And this, like, I was never really that hyped on Tom Holland as Peter Parker, like, whatever. But now you're opening the Spider-Verse, and you can get really fucky with this. Like, you can get weird with this shit.
Could.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, and the fact that you're getting the Iron Spider suit and stuff like that, like... And also, I'm sorry to say it, and if anyone really wants to argue this, you can also argue that this whole thing leads to bringing back Tony Stark. Maybe not Robert Downey Jr., but it can bring back another Iron Man, because it's a different multiverse.
Dude, I haven't even watched Shang-Chi yet, okay?
No, neither have I, but it's on Disney Plus, so we can actually watch it.
Yeah, I know. I'm so behind on the Marvel shit. I haven't even watched
Well,
the
in all honesty, it's to the point where fans like us don't know Shang-Chi, don't know the Eternals. Like, you're kind of not... Like, everyone's like, oh, well, they're comic book fans. I go, you're trying to strike gold with fucking Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. That's literally what you're trying to do again.
Well,
because
fans like me, I think a lot of the fans also are just burned out from it all. Because like DC has one or two, you're like, all right, get it. And then Marvel's like, oh, well, here's this series, here's this, here's that. It's like basically, if you want to keep up to date with the MCU, you literally have to be watching it nearly 24/7.
Yeah. Like, so my mother ends up going to me and going, well, what do I need to watch? I'm like, well, what are you watching now? She goes, WandaVision. I go, oh, fuck. I'm like, you want your basic...
Yeah.
She goes, what? I go, watch the Avenger movies. She goes, why? I go, because there's about 11 years of movies that you would have to watch to get caught up to WandaVision. Like, just watch the Avengers. You got the Cliff Notes.
See, this is why I tend to like horror movies more, because you don't have to do your fucking homework. You don't have to do homework to watch a damn movie.
Like, it's funny because everyone's like...
It's like,
people have argued with me being like, well, how do you know so much about Iron Man? I go, you don't get it. Video gamers know who the fuck Iron Man is because he's in every fucking video game. And it also helped it also helped that Robert Downey Jr. is fucking Tony Stark. Literally, read the comic. His life is, they're the same fucking person. Tony Stark was an alcoholic billionaire. Robert Downey Jr., well, millionaire, but alcoholic millionaire. Ta-da!
the thing is, I'm saying is like, in order to watch a damn Marvel movie, almost it's like freaking high school. You have like tons of homework to do before you can go watch a goddamn movie.
Dude, there's 4 phases.
I just want to turn my brain off and see a movie. I don't need to have 5,000 homework assignments.
Like, oh, well, can I go watch this? I go, there are certain, and I started laughing. I go, there are certain movies you can skip. Like, you can skip The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton.
See,
yes.
But there's the thing you just said. It's like, there are certain movies that you have permission to skip, and certain shows that you have permission to not watch. I don't want to have permission to watch the fucking movie. I just want to watch the motherfucker.
But, like,
Can I?
Yeah, right? Like, you don't need to see Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2, unless you like Iron Man, has nothing to do with the fucking story.
You know, can I do that without going to Marvel Central University, please?
Like, it's funny.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, it's hilarious because you get all these people like, well, what do I need to watch? I go, you just watch the Avengers film. Like, that's the best way to describe it. It's like, just watch Avengers.
again, you're assigning him homework. I don't want to.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. I don't want to say that. But if people ask me what movie should I watch if I want to get into Marvel films, I'm like, just watch the Avengers.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're Professor Ronnie Kump.
It's like, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to tell you to go watch because I'm like, there's 11 years of movies. You not gonna literally if you watch one every day, you be sitting there for a month and a fucking half.
Dude, that's what it's like. Because now all of a sudden you gotta watch all the freaking series. Otherwise, the movies don't make sense. I'm like, dude, I'm done.
Dude,
you know,
well, no, and to make it worse, oh, well, WandaVision, spoilers, anybody, X-Men get in there. No, it's the Fox's version of X-Men, so fuck you, you gotta go watch those too. It's
see? Can I just, like, read Wikipedia?
It's like, oh, I gotta go watch this. Well, wait, that's not Kick-Ass. That's the one from First Class. Well, what's First Class? I go, don't fucking ask. My mom's like, well, there's this. I go, well, what makes sense? I go, nothing fucking makes sense. That's the problem.
Brian, am I right?
Yeah.
You just want to watch a damn movie. You don't need to go to have a degree. Shit.
Yeah. I don't want to. I just want to go watch a movie. If I got to catch up on it, they got Wikipedia.
Yeah. Fuck it. God damn, I mean, Wikipedia shit till our fucking brain falls out. All Marvel.
So, all right, Chris, I actually want to get your opinion on this. If you bring in Kingpin, who you bringing in as Kingpin?
Wait, what?
If you're bringing in Kingpin to your movie, who you bringing in as Kingpin?
Wait, say it again. They're bringing in a what
If you
movie?
bring in Kingpin, who are you bringing in? Who are you casting?
Oh, Kingpin. Shit.
I got one.
God damn, the Netflix series was great.
Yep, that's ding, motherfucking ding. Yep, that's exactly who I would book as fucking Kingpin in Spider-Man. Vincent D'Onofrio.
There we go. Unless they want to shave Bill Goldberg.
There's one thing that'll happen right now here, Spider-Man. It's you getting speared through the floor.
Spider-Man, you're next.
Yeah. Spider-Man, you're next.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Is there... All right, so
We'll make more at Frank Johnson, but yeah, that's not happening.
Oh, he's got Black Adam to deal with. He's got the DCU to deal with.
Yeah.
Which, there's a whole nother issue, people. If you don't know DCU, have fun with that one.
90 seconds.
All right. Well, the DCU, you don't need to do 5,000 hours of homework.
No.
That's pretty simple. Watch a movie. Because they usually have, like, previously on right in the beginning of the credits, like an old 80s movie, like The Karate Kid.
So, this week, though, Ryan, this is interesting. This Friday, we get the
60
Lucia
seconds.
Ball biopic.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Nicole Kidman as Lucy.
They could have done a worse job.
I'm interested, in all honesty, I'm interested to see what they do with this, because...
I want to see what all they decide to actually put in there.
Yeah, Yeah, that too, because she, I mean, from people reporting this, she was a bitch.
Yeah.
So I want to know how they also I want to know how they deal with the first ever couple sharing a bed
10 seconds.
on television. Because they never
Damn,
really
Brenda.
showed how that was handled. What'd you say, Chris? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Chris,
Yo, what?
what did you say?
Oh,
I didn't hear. Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
I said, damn, Brenda.
Oh, okay.
Because you were talking 10 seconds.
It's fine. I just ignore it. But no, like, in all honesty, I want to know how they handle it because that was always a big story that never got really told. And there's certain things like that that's going to be interesting to hear about. And, like, do they add the stuff about Star Trek?
That's my big question.
So,
Star Trek.
yeah.
Yeah, Desilu Productions put the original Star Trek episodes on the air because TV didn't want them. But she apparently misunderstood what the show was going to be about and greenlit it. And then we still have Star Trek to this day.
Okay.
It's just interesting to see what they put in. I mean, the other question is how over the top do they go? Is it about Lucy and Des, or is it more about I Love Lucy? Like, they're saying it's called Being the Ricardos, but how much of their real life stuff do they add? Because obviously on I Love Lucy, they had the first ever couple sharing a bed, because that was never done on television until then.
She's also responsible for the first interracial kiss on television.
Yep.
With Star Trek.
Yeah, like, she broke a lot of ground. And plus,
So I mean, she really was a pioneer. Yeah.
But the other thing is too is people forget is she was a fucking stand-up comedian. She was one of the first women stand-up comedians. She was one of the first women to do slapstick.
Yep.
And you want to talk about everyone's like, oh, well, all these women had, like, all these women comedians were fucking dirty. I go, yeah, you didn't see Lucy. Lucy, was fucking dirty as shit. I've seen old stand-up of Lucy Ball. Yeah, no, she was not a saint. That's what's gonna be interesting is what do they do? Because they have stuff on her before she passed away about Johnny Carson, about her getting calls from like a radio signal and a filling she had. One of the funniest fucking things you'll ever hear, but it was all true. Like, it's certain, that's what I mean, like, certain ones of these biopics, they over-exaggerate. Like, Bohemian Rhapsody, great movie, but they over-exaggerated in certain things.
Right.
So, December 10th, this movie comes out. It's on Amazon Prime.
I'm pretty sure that half the people that knew Lucy like that are dead.
That's why this is going to be so interesting. Because it's a telling of her life that not many people know about, because back then it wasn't really documented.
Yeah, like,
because Lucy,
I mean,
after I Love Lucy, really didn't do much television.
all right, and some 30-year-old YouTube critic comes out and goes, that's not how it actually happened. I'm going to be like, you dumb motherfucker, you weren't even born.
Well, that's different.
Now, like that's like people did that for Bohemian Rhapsody. Like some 25-year-old, like that's not how it happened. I'm like, dude, you weren't even born.
Well,
Shut
no,
up.
they read that from. No, here's the other thing too. A lot of that had to also be the fact that they read that because people that knew Freddie Mercury came out and said shit that it wasn't like that. So they used that as and they claimed it as their own, even though they fucking plagiarized, pretty much.
Well, you mean they exaggerated?
Yeah, like a lot of people that came out with the whole Freddie Mercury stuff were like, yeah, they over exaggerated a lot of this. Like, not a lot of this happened. But then you get these YouTubers that are like, oh, well, that's a bold-faced lie. I go, did you get the? Where's your source?
I mean, but no, you said plagiarized. I'm like, well, plagiarism is
Well, no.
if somebody's doing a Bible study, I don't think they can plagiarize.
No.
but, you know.
I'm talking about plagiarizing like someone's report. Like the YouTuber. Like a YouTuber would plagiarize someone's report saying, oh, well, this didn't happen like this. Like, what's your source? Like, someone my age shouldn't be coming out and saying that shit's a bull-faced lie about Freddie Mercury. Should be saying that shit about, like, Lance Armstrong. That's what I mean. But other than that, I have nothing else to talk about. You guys have anything?
You're seeing how much WWE is pushing Liv Morgan because she has a title match Monday on Raw.
She's gonna lose.
Next Monday instead of day one. I'm like, do you think WWE's pushing her like right now, like basically almost like a last hurrah thing, like see if the fans actually take to her like that, or to see if Vince and people actually finally give a shit about her?
Did Vince just punch Austin Theory? That's great. No, I think they are trying to do anything to get her over, but I think this match is going to end in fuckery, and she's going to have a thing on day one. Or actually, no, they're not going to have her do a thing on day one because guess who the poster child is of day one? Good old Bianca.
Oh yeah,
So they're going to push her to the wayside. Yeah, it's Bianca's the poster child for day one. So guess what? You got to have your poster child in a title match.
well, Rhea Ripley was a poster child for SummerSlam, and that didn't mean shit, did it?
Yeah, but it's also in Atlanta where they've been pushing this for the last since they did the outdoor fucking the Bad Bunny fucking Bad Bunny matches in Miami. They've been pushing that whole thing like with day one like it's nobody's business.
Well, yeah, with that, I mean, the other thing is, here's something that was telling. They brought out Liv Morgan on Raw tonight.
Yeah.
In Long Island. And her pop was sort of lukewarm.
Because they don't care.
Like, I was like,
you want a nice little knowing on who's gonna and what the fuck are you wearing, Seth? Oh my god, stop raiding Becky's fucking closet, dude. Swear to God, every fucking day he's wearing something that Becky would fucking wear.
oh yeah, I mean Becky had a pop. I'm just saying, like, in Long Island, Liv was supposed to be the baby face, and her pop was lukewarm. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit on her. I'm just like, I'm relaying what I saw and what I heard.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
And it's like we're masking pops.
Yeah. Ryan,
because,
sorry, Sorry, Chris. I thought you were done. My bad.
Because usually for a 10-man or 10-woman thing, they'll have a little bit of intro music.
Yep.
Basically, the only intro music you heard was Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Like, it's like they had that. They didn't even have Bianca come out to her own shit. They didn't have Rhea and Nikki come out to the thing. None of that. It's like they were basically saying, like, you get Liv and you get Becky, and that's what you get. Like, I couldn't hear the pops. So I have to go back and hear the crowd. But that seemed just really odd. It's like it's Team Liv, Team Becky, we get that, and like nobody had entrance music besides that. Like they all came out as a 5-person unit. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
It seemed a little weird.
No, it is. It is weird.
Yeah, and the only other time I've ever seen WWE do that was it when they were trying to get another wrestler over. And then they were in a tag team match or, triple trios match or whatever with a guy that was more over, and they all came out at one time. So the guy who was more over didn't have his entrance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know fans are behind Liv, but I think a lot of them are just like over it because they know she's gonna lose.
Yep. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, which hey, if she won, that'd be amazing. Holy shit! But if she did, guaranteed bets would get it back.
Before day one, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Ryan, what's your opinion on this?
Ryan?
Bueller? Ryan, you still there? He says he's in the chat. Okay.
A what?
He says he's still in the call.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan. Don't fall asleep yet.
We're almost done. Oh my god, I know this company too. Oh no! Oh, this is bad. I'll tell you off air, Chris. Oh no, ISPW is not. Oh, and this is where Slick's wrestling. Oh no!
What?
ISPW is the shit that Ryan sent me with Slick being in the match. Oh, this is not good.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But Ryan, if you're there, we're bringing it home, brother.
Ryan.
He hasn't muted.
Captain Stuntcock.
Stuntcock. Yo, I'm about to text him. Yo, you alive?
Yeah. I think he tapped out.
I just said, yo, we're live. We're going home.
We're going home, Ryan.
Tap the nose. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. No. No. Ladies and gentlemen, like we said, that is our show. We kind of have nothing really to end it on because we don't know how to really end the show today because there wasn't a lot of news. But with that being said, thank you for listening to the show. Please follow us on all social media accounts under the Nerd Report Network. Follow us individually at F and Ronnie.
At Trips NXT.
You can follow John under the Zombie Master and Ryan under Stuntcock STL. With that being said, you join us back here on Wednesday for the Nerd Zone as we talk. Oh, it's going to be a baseball fucking day. As well as, boys, it's time for the second to last playoff push. And boy, did we get a lot of fuckery. And will we get more at the end of this week?
Yeah, and I'll probably go off about Brian Kelly.
Yep, and much, much more. Thank you for listening. We will see you on Wednesday. And with that being said, we are out of here.